everybody! So today we are looking at the two follow-up films to The Little Mermaid. I love Little Mermaid, and so I thought it would be fun to talk about both of these films. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the prequel called Ariel's Beginning. This, I think, is the stronger of the two, even though this is technically the third film. But it's a prequel. So both films are made by the Disney Toons company, and they have this sort of not as great animation that Disney Toons tends to have. But there are some positive things. Like, The Beginning was released in 2008, so it was one of the last Disney Toons sequels that they ever really did. And it is kind of basically the Footloose story, but in mermaids. The movie starts out with King Triton and his wife Athena, and they are so in love. And they have all of these girls, 7 daughters, and Athena loves to sing, and music and laughter are a part of her life, and she's beloved by her daughters, and she's beloved by her husband. In the scene, she is given a music box by Triton as the demonstration of his love for her. Triton gives Athena this music box, and just after he's given it to her, there is an accident where Athena is crushed basically by a pirate ship in trying to save this music box. And so Triton becomes very embittered about music. And one of the problems I think that this film has is a missed opportunity, because it would be nice to find the backstory of why particularly Triton hates humans. And yes, you could say it's because of the pirates, but not really, because you never talks about being angry at man, or it's all about the music. So he bans the use of music, or the playing of music, or anything with music, even humming, isn't allowed in his kingdom. And so things are kind of sad and drab. And there's a woman named Marina Del Rey who is basically their governess, kind of, and she's very bossy, but she doesn't really she's kind of like a Miss Hannigan almost sort of type in a way. She's not that great of a character. She's kind of blah. But she's hoping that by watching these brats that she has to watch, that she will somehow get in the king's good graces and will get promotions and get lots of good things. And so she plays the part of being sort of the dutiful governess, even though she's really not. And she has this manatee named Benjamin, who kind of is her sort of henchman, but he's really nice. He's very sweet and kind of like Kronk in a way, but not as sassy as Kronk. And I think that it doesn't really work because Benjamin is too nice, and his design just looks out of place with the whole rest of the movie. I think the animation in this is okay, but Benjamin just looks weird. He looks like he belongs in sort of a Dora the Explorer animated thing or something like that. It just looks weird. But anyway, so you have Marina, and she's just trying to create trouble, trying to create mischief, and hoping that she can find some reason for Triton to sort of lean on her and promote her. And she's very jealous of Sebastian and the attention Sebastian gets.
Sebastian! Oh, better be on his guard.
So much for my samples.
Because I have some electric drums. And they'll be looking very hard. A straw to break Sebastian back, a teeny dint, a tiny crack.
Ooh.
A dowdy double take. What I need is one mistake.
Well, it turns out that Sebastian is also kind of running or headlining this secret club where they play salsa music and reggae, and they dance and everything like that. And they're so excited. And Ariel one day stumbles upon this little club.
Sebastian!
My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you, friends, I adore her. And when she dances to her brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of ways. Now jump in the line, rock your body time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line,
Sebastian.
rock your body time. Whoa! Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body line.
And she just is so happy. She loves it. She remembers her mother. And so she's so excited, but they find out, and the people in the club, and they are very scared that she's going to snitch on them. Well, she can't keep it herself, and she ends up sharing the news with all of her sisters, who also miss music very much. And one of the cool things about this movie is you really get to know all of the sisters, which is fun. So it's fun to sort of see their personalities kind of come out, is because they don't get hardly any lines in the original film. And so the sisters all go to the club, and Marina finds out about it, and of course she's the one that actually snitches, but people blame Ariel, and Ariel is very, very upset, and she doesn't agree with her father, and they have this quarrel, and like I said, it's very similar to the Footloose. So
remember sitting in the moonlight and that feeling. What's that feeling? I remember, yes, how I know that song. Though it's been so long, I remember happiness without a floor or ceiling. What's that feeling? I remember.
So Ariel ends up getting hurt by Marina a little bit, and Triton feels really guilty about what has happened, and he finds the music box and he hears the song and he sings a little bit of Athena's song, and he realizes what he's done and that music can be a good thing in the kingdom. And so at the end of the movie, music has been restored, and you see all of a sudden there's sort of this lushness to the kingdom again and happiness in the kingdom again. Another big problem I have with this movie is that they missed a huge opportunity of, if you're going to do a prequel of Little Mermaid, why wouldn't you do a prequel about Ursula and how she got banished? Like, that is such a interesting story, and we don't get hardly any of it in Little Mermaid. We don't really know. What did she do? Why did she get banished from his kingdom? You get a little bit in the Broadway musical version of The Little Mermaid. You find out a little more, but that's such a missed opportunity, I feel like, with this film. And Marina is such a lame villain, and when you have Ursula that you could have used. So yeah, this film, I think the animation's pretty good. I like getting to know some of the sisters. I think the songs are actually semi-okay, and I think it's kind of fun to see this continuing this story of how Ariel became kind of who she was and all of that. It's an enjoyable little movie. I give it a C+. Because it's not good, but I still kind of like it. And then now let's talk about Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. This is definitely way worse than Ariel's beginning. And that's the thing, like, you have to understand, when you're a fan of something, that doesn't mean you have to be a fan of everything about that. Like, you're not more of a fan because you blindly like everything that goes with that thing. Like, I can still watch Little Mermaid 2 and get some enjoyment out of it because I like the character of Ariel, and I like Jodie Benson's vocals, and I like some of the songs are okay. I can still get some enjoyment out of it, but it's not a good movie. It's not. The animation is terrible. It's a lot worse than Ariel's beginning. It's a very, very lazy sequel. It is. I'm sorry. It's basically the exact same story of The Little Mermaid, but twisted. So it's Return to the Sea, it's her daughter, and you get even to the point of you have Ursula's sister, Morgana, who's super bland, super lame, doesn't have any of the sort of the great qualities that Pat Carroll brought to Ursula. It's sort of like, in a way, sort of the Zoolander 2 movie that came out. You know, it has all of the pieces of the original, but not the sort of the magic for the people that love the original. You know, it's like you can get all of those pieces, but if you don't have the spice and everything that makes it great, then it's not going to be great. And that's basically what you get here. Like I said, there's some decent songs.
Out of my shell, not closed up like a clam. Look out, see, this is me. Here I am. For a moment, all of me is alive and at home in the sea. I'm swirling and twirling, so graceful and grand, not stubbing my toes, getting stuck in the sand.
But the animation is awful. It looks horrible, and it's just there's just nothing special about it. There's nothing that really kind of motivates the characters that's interesting or different. And like I said, Morgana is super, super lame, and there's like side characters that don't do anything for me. There's this seal and this penguin, and all of a sudden they're in like sort of Arctic climates for no real reason. And yeah, this is only for sort of the hardcore Little Mermaid fans. Otherwise it's a definite skip. So I give Little Mermaid 2. I give it a D+. It's not a good film, but it has a few little things I like. So that is my thoughts on the Little Mermaid sequel and prequel. And so let me know what you think. Have you seen either of these? Do you like them? Do you think any of them are any good? Let me know. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!